all the things that you can actually be accomplishing, and why don't you build leaders instead of trying to do everything on your own. And one of the things she said that I'll never forget is stop your bitching. Was exactly what she said.
I don't curse, April.
But she laid it out and put it on the table, and it was invaluable. And yeah, so
give it up for April. Thank you. Maybe sometimes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I just happen to only coach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you have to own the clarity of what you're selling, and that's in the simplicity, and understand the brilliance is in the details. Listen, you guys, you have a lot of linear thinkers out there, and some of you, when you sell to the big picture and forget you just got to break it down. I mean, you just got to break it down. If you are an investment banker and you only talk in investment banking knowledge, guess what the person across the table feels from you? Dumb. They don't get it. Make it simple and make it smart. When people talk to me about, Allyson, can I hire you to come on board? I say, listen, we've got 90 days to make a difference. Or if you do a VIP experience with me, you got 8 hours we're together. We got to strike while the iron is hot. And let me tell you what's involved in that. First, we're going to do a sales plan. Second, we're going to understand your sales pitfalls and assumptions. What have you been assuming? And you need to stop assuming it, because guess what? It ain't working. You're not turning over like you need to turn it over. Let's look at your P&L and see where your profits are going and why you have so much loss. Let me look at your sales pitch and your script, and let me understand what you're saying. Get on video for me and let me hear you. I need that YouTube within how many hours, Monique? 24 hours. I need to see it. Because guess what? We got 10 days to make a difference in your bank account. 10 days. And then we create a rinse and repeat system, and you do it again and again and again. I don't teach you a whole bunch of complexities. I don't need a roadmap. You don't need a degree. I dropped out of high school when I was 15 years old, graduated when I was 19, went to college when I was 20, got a promotion at 21 to $32,000 a year, thought I'd never make anything more, so I dropped out of college because I thought this was the best opportunity ever. That is a clapping thing. You know why? Because that was the limit at the moment, but I took the limits off. These kinds of conversations we're in, they take the limits off of you. That's what we're here for right now, to take the limits off of you. Yes, yes?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes?
Yes, yes.
So you got to be unapologetic about your pricing. Les Brown says it this way: many of you are not reaching your goals, not because you aim so high.
You aim too low, and you make it.
Listen, I'm not saying outprice yourself. When I first started traveling with Lisa, I got relative deprivation. And what that means is Lisa charged $25,000 to speak. Someone invited me to speak, and I said, yeah, that's going to be about $18,000. And they were like, yeah, we're not going to hire you. That wasn't unapologetic in my pricing. You want to know why? I didn't have enough under my belt to charge that. I didn't have enough under my belt. My promise wasn't big enough because I hadn't created those levels of things. Now that I've created multi-million-dollar businesses and multi-millionaires, now I can say this is the fee that it costs me. I still don't charge $18,000, but I went from charging $500 to charging $5,000 to charging $7,500 to now charging $12,500, and I kind of like hanging out there. It works for me. I get to stand up and do my genius for an hour, and I get to walk away with a check that I love and go to the bank, and I'm happy to cash it. How many of you want to be happy to cash the check you get? So being unreasonable means that you understand that if they can't pay it, they just may not be your client, and it's okay. It's okay. You got to inspire objections. So many of you run from objections, and here's what it looks like. The minute that they say, well, I just don't know if I have the time. You know what? We can work around you. Absolutely anything you want, we got it. We can make it happen. Well, I don't know if the money will work. Well, you know, we also have a 10% discount available. We used to have it, but I'm going to pull it back in right now, and let's make that, yeah, we'll do that for you too. So we'll work around you for the time, plus we'll save you 10%. Well, you know what? I need my dog fed also. We feed dogs. We actually have a dog feeding business, and we can do that. My mom is sick. My cousin is a nurse. My cousin is a nurse who comes over and takes care of your people. Listen, you gotta get people excited about objecting. One of the things that I say to people is, you know what, I'm happy to work with you. Let me tell you what it costs. If you want to work with me for a VIP day, it's $15,000. Now, a lot of people in the past have objected to that price, but the people who have chosen to do it see that they have growth in their business by a minimum of 200% in less than 75 days. Now, you told me you're making $8,000 a month right now. At a 200% increase, here's what that number would look like. If you did that, would you be willing to spend that day with me? Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about something else, because I just want to make sure you're clear before you make this decision, before you choose and I choose if we play together. People have an issue with time. I only do my VIP days in 2 places, San Diego and San Antonio. You can fly in. I only do them on Fridays. It's my least busy day. As a matter of fact, I like them on Fridays because Friday night we get to go and have a great drink on the Riverwalk if we're in San Antonio. We get to go to a great jazz, or San Diego, we get to go to a great jazz club. We have a great time together. But I make it very easy and convenient for you. Do Fridays work? Yeah, Allison, I can make a Friday work. Okay, great. Is there anything else that would stop you from making this happen before we consider moving forward? Inspire the objection. Don't run from it. Don't run from it. Put it out there. The minute you hear something 3 times from someone on why they're not saying yes, write that down as an objection you need to curtail before it comes. Objections should never stop you. They're just a yellow light to pay attention. You guys get that? It's just a yellow light to pay attention. So you just have to shift the conversation to make sure you address it before it becomes an obstacle. It's an obstacle when it comes out of their mouth, because now you got to change their thinking. Beforehand, you're smarter than them. You're ahead of them. See, I only want to work with somebody that's 10 steps ahead of me. I don't want nobody running next to me. Well, boo, we discover together. Some of y'all will laugh tomorrow at 1:13, not today. All right. So, my next money bomb is have an upsell, a downsell, and a cross-sell. Let me give you some definitions here. An upsell means I've got a middle tier opportunity for you to work with me, and that middle tier could cost X amount. Now, I'm talking to service providers right now, because that's what most of you guys are. You have a product, a program, or a service. Most of you. Some of you have brick and mortar, your doctors, you know, things are different, and there are certain parameters that wrap around your pricing. And so we have to have a different conversation to make sure how this fits for you. There's legalities, there's ethics that are involved in some of the ways you do business. I get that. I'm speaking to a general audience. So before you count me out and say, damn, I thought she was an expert, now I know she's not, just know I'm just giving a general conversation. Is that cool? You guys got it? Nod your head like this. Okay, good. That makes me feel good. All right, so when you talk about an upsell, it means I've got a middle-level product. So we have what's called World Class Speakers Alliance. You guys saw the video for it, right? You enter either at $1,000, your mid-tier, which is the most profitable level for us, and it's the level where most people find themselves, is $7,000, and then the top tier is $18,000. So when I'm talking, most of the time, I'm finding that person in that $7,000 range. And then if they say, you know, I really want more, I really want to know how to leverage multiple stages, I want to do some things with you guys, how do I get on the Motivating the Masses stage? They start asking me those kinds of questions. Then I know I can take them up. If they say, wow, $7,000 is hard, I'm just now starting my business, you know, I really just need some of the fundamentals of speaking, then I know I can take them down. But guess what I don't do? I don't ever leave anyone behind. It doesn't feel good. See, sales has to feel good for you and for them. Not leaving anybody behind. You say, well, Allyson, what if I don't have anything that will reach them? That's when you have a referral program. You know what? I have a colleague that can potentially support you. Let me connect the two of you. And then you refer to that colleague, and you and that colleague have an agreement, whatever that looks like. Lisa and I were that way for a long time. People wanted to coach with Lisa. Lisa was traveling in 2009 with her book, No Matter What. She couldn't do it. So she pushed all those clients to me, and then we shared the revenue. It was smart business. She couldn't fulfill, I could, and it made the difference, and it started an incredible partnership that now you see the expansion of it today. And now I get to run her entire international sales division as a result of that one beginning. So don't ever leave anyone behind, including yourself. Some of you need to hear that. Don't leave anyone behind, including yourself. It's so important. All right. I'd like you to tweet me. Are you guys tweeting? Just a reminder for me. Okay, great. All right. I love this from one of my favorite mentors, Grant Cardone. Money and power follow attention. So whoever can get the most attention is the person who takes the most action, and sooner or later will get the most results. Money and power follow attention. Some of you have to become a lot more disruptive in the way you do business. See, in this world, it's easy to blend in a sea of beige, and we have to be the ones determined to be red hot and on fire. We have to be committed to that. Committed to that in our language, committed to that in the way that we show up, committed to that in the energy that we bring. Now, all of you, you're not going to talk like me. You're not going to have the spontaneity of Susie. You're not going to dance and drop it like it's hot like Lisa. It's not a disease of comparison. It's an ownership of who you be and being radical about your beingness. Your radical can look different than mine, but guess what? We both create good results. It's called changing the world. Doing the thing that we were born to do. And that may be in your PTA circle, or that may be building schools in Africa or stopping human trafficking. I don't know what it looks like for you. All I can tell you is don't be afraid to do it. Money bomb number 6, know your script. Whenever I see people that flip and flop and aren't effective at selling or enrolling people into a new possibility, guess what? They're saying something different all the time. Stop throwing stuff at the wall and hoping that it sticks. Be committed. See, when you write a script and whenever I'm working with someone, I say, how many times did you say the script? 10 times. How many conversions did you have? None. Okay, let me listen to the recording of how you're delivering it. Let me hear your calls. So then I hear the calls, and the delivery is good, then I can say it's the script that's wrong, or I can say it's the delivery that's not working. Or I can say, maybe we're not talking to the right client. But if I don't have a system, then I can't see where we can adjust. See, you're convincing yourself you're failing or you're a failure, and that's not real. You just don't have the system set up for your success and your profit acceleration. See, you're planning for visibility and for everybody to see you, and you got a looking good conversation, but then you've broken. That don't feel good. I don't say that in judgment, I say it because it was me. I was on the cover of magazines. I had a morning show every single week, and I was sitting in the food stamp office with a wig and sunglasses on, hoping no one recognized me. That was my reality, and I had to change it. And I could only change it by getting honest about where I was. Your story is your story, and your shift is what you need to do right now. Just own it. Whatever this is awakening for you in this moment. Anybody getting any breakthroughs as I'm speaking? Just like I didn't say I was egoless, so I like clapping. Some of you will laugh at that at 4:50 Sunday. Money bomb number 7, ask for the sale. So many times we meet with people, we talk with people, and I'll talk to my clients and I'll say, how was it? Oh my God, it was the best. First of all, let me tell you, Allyson, I've got to take you to this restaurant when you come to my city. They have the best salmon. And the way that they fillet it is, and I go, okay, well, where are we with the contract? Well, let me tell you, his kids are doing so well. We had a great conversation about his kids. And, well, what about the contract? Were you able to do the contract? Okay. Here's the real deal. They're expanding. And he talked about what he wants me to do in 2 years. I'm so excited because the possibility with this client is so huge. Well, what about today? Did we get a contract? And then you know what else happened? And I'm thinking, maybe if I speak